Good afternoon. Some of you may know that I have done a previous video on transforming a pallet into a garden planter, a usable garden planter. So here's the type of pallet. It's an old pallet, and if I turn round, this is the square-shaped planter that my son, no, I did this one, and my son did this one. And I saved ourselves a few bob because we didn't have to spend anything, just time. Having made those two square-shaped planters from a pallet, I turned my hand to building this big planter. It's 17 inches across from here over to here. It's 17 inches tall from the base of that foot up to here, and it's approximately 48, so that's 4 feet long. And I spent a wee bit more time on this one. I followed my own, my own design, if you like. So these here are full pallet panels. You know, you don't have to cut them at all. These side ones, right? This one here is 17 inches across, so you do have to cut, and I have 4 of them lined up on top of each other. You know, they're rough, and I will sand that, give it a bit of a sanding, you know, just to take this kind of thing off, you know, the skelf, so that if you run your hand along it, you're not going to get a skelf. You don't want that, or a child to run their hand along it. And I'll do the tops, and then I'll stain that as well. So the only cutting involved was really these end panels and these pieces of wood, these sections that were left whenever you took the thinner panels out of the pallet. And it's all put to good use. Now, really, you need 2 pallets for this one because it's so sizable. Now, once I cut the whole thing and placed it together, I nailed it just to hold it together. And then you might have noticed, if you're looking closely, I screwed nails into each corner to reinforce it all, or screwed screws, and did this. I put an extra leg here and an extra leg there, and I did a bit of reinforcing there as well. So these panels along the base, you just cut to size, and you just don't need to nail them or anything, and they don't need to fit exactly. So because you're going to cover this all with lining, plastic lining, and making sure that you leave a few, or make a few puncture holes so that water seeps through. You don't want your plants to be totally waterlogged. So so that's what my wee project has been for the last day or two. It's taken me off and on a couple of days doing this. Now you could run it up in a day, but you know, I have other things to do and other commitments and responsibilities. So that's my planter. As I say, I'm going to take the roughness of it. I'm going to stain it, and then I'm going to put lining plastic in it, and then I'm going to transport it down to where I want it against the wall, and I'm going to put soil in it. And you know, really for a planter of that size, I forgot to mention, I placed these base runners along each side, and just simply hammered them in there and up there and there and there and there. Hammered them in, and they will take the cross panels. So that's how you do that. You know, it's not rocket science, folks. And if I do get round to the notion, I'm going to build maybe another one, so that I can place it down there and don't have to spend 70 quid on another planter. You know, it'll do the job. It is rough. It is very rough. But this is one solid. This is one solid planter. And if you haven't got a garden, if you've got just a backyard, you know, you could build this yourself. If you've got a few pallets lying unused, you could knock this together. All you need is you know, a set of screwdrivers. You need a hammer. You need your nails. You need your screws, and you know, if you've got a wee bit of a workbench, that's really good. And you know, a vise is so handy, and a jigsaw. So, you know, leave it up to you folks, but I didn't think I would be able to do this, but actually it's quite easy.